Hey everyone, this is Robin Pike with Crafty Stamper, and today is July 30th of 2025. And I've been playing around with the Rustic Centerpiece stamp set here. Um, I've been working on this stamp right here and decided I wanted to do a little bit of watercoloring with it. So took it out, put it on the block, and just started um, painting away. And so this is what I ended up with. And I think that turned out pretty nice. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy watercoloring. So if you like to watercolor, then this video is for you. And if you don't like to, then maybe I can show you a few things, and maybe you will give it a try and decide that you like it, because it is a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started. I've already cut this out, and this is using the Fluid 100 the watercolor paper. Yeah, watercolor paper. Okay, it just sounded weird when I said that. Okay, and then the first thing you're going to do is use your StazOn. So we're going to get that out and then take the little lid off, and make sure you keep the lid because it needs to go back on so it doesn't dry out. And then I'm just going to ink this up really good. This has the best smell to it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it right here, kind of in the center if I can get it there. And I did just go ahead and cut it out. Okay, that's good. Using our textured notes dies. And I used the second to the largest one for this. And then I used the largest one to cut out the crushed curry that you see right here. Okay. So we're going to put the lid back on that, and then we do need to clean that or it will stain the stamp. And I do have the StazOn cleaner, and we're just going to move that out of the way. And then I'm just going to rub this on here, and then we can wipe it off. Let's see what I did with. Just going to drop here. And then I'm just going to rub over it with my chamois. And that's what I do to clean mine. And so I can go back and clean it good later and get the soapiness off of it. But at least it's clean and it's got the ink off of it. All right, so we'll set that aside. And then that's, let's see, that's the stamping for this. So next, I'm going to get out my little watercolor brush. And we don't sell these anymore, but you can get any type of, and you may have some, but you can get any type of water brush to do this with. And so the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use Cloud Cover. Press on it a little bit harder. Okay, and then I've got the ink in here. And then we're just going to put a little water in there. If you don't have these brushes, you can just get a little bowl of water and get you a little paintbrush and then just have fun with it. And like I said, this is the Fluid 100 or watercolor paper. And so that's all I kind of did with that right there. Then we want to wipe it off, and I've got me a paper towel here, and I'm just going to run the water through it. Just kind of wipe it off. Okay, and then next, let's go with our little flower. Just kind of just go up through here. And I kind of wanted this one to be a little bit darker, so I did dip more in the ink. Now, if you don't want it to be that way, then you can either put more water on it to make it lighter, or if you keep using it, the more you're going around the flower, if you can see, it's getting a little bit lighter. So, and I'm just going to go around through here like that. And then kind of darken up a few of the little places close to the center and just kind of bring it out. Okay. And that looks good there. We'll go ahead and go to this next one. Once the coloring is done, then your card is pretty much ready to put together. Not much to it. And I love watercoloring. So leave me a comment, let me know, do you like to watercolor, or do you really play with your colors any like that, or do you use the Stampin' Blends? All right, so I'm just going to kind of wipe that off there. And we could come back and go over that if we need to, but right now I'm pretty happy with it. And then I'm going to get the early espresso, and then I'm going to do the center of the flowers. Just going to kind of dab around. And then do the same over here. And that looks pretty good there. Let's see, I need to leave this one out. I think I do. Because I'm going to go over the little piece of wood here. I want to go up and down through here. Kind of put some dark little areas. And kind of darken up this area. And we may have to go back over this to darken it up some. Just kind of go over that, make it a little bit lighter. And I may change up the color on this. The other one I did pecan pie, and I added it in with the early espresso. But I think I may just go with this color here. You can tell the difference. The pecan pie gives it a more richer look, I think. And then you have that. So I don't know. Tell me which one you like. I'd like to know. I'm going to darken up just those little lines around through here. And then around through here. And there. And I might kind of go around through here. Just kind of blend it in a little bit. Okay. And that looks good to me. So from here, I'm going to I think I'll work on the apples. And so I've just got real red. And I'm just going to go around through here. Just kind of go around, do the outline. And then we'll just kind of go over it again until we get the desired look that we're looking for. and kind of leave the center of it, or some spot, leave a spot a little bit lighter so it's not all like the same color. Looks like I missed that spot right there. And it needs to be brown down in there. And so we're just going to kind of go over that. I really would like to take some watercolor classes because I really enjoy it. And then I think we'll go over it with the cherry cobbler. I've got a mess inside. That stamp set. So I'm just going to darken up just a little bit of the areas around through here, just to give it a richer look. In here, we're just going to kind of go over the little lines that they have in here. And then I'm going to try to wipe just a tad of it off. And then I'm going to just kind of go over it, just to kind of blend it just a little bit, where it's not so stark white. Okay. I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to get this early espresso out and just kind of go over it and get the rest of that. You don't have to cover up all the white spots, because that's what is good about the watercolor. It's what gives it the distinct look that it has. So now we need to get the green out, and I used Old Olive, and I did some of them really light, and then the bigger leaves dark. So I just did these real dark. And I could have used Mossy Meadow, but this worked really good. And I like the shade, the different shade colors that it gave me. And I just keep dipping my brush down in there because I do want it to be darker looking. Like I said, if I wanted to go a little bit lighter, I could just go on around through there and use what's on my brush, and then it was going to get lighter as I go. I kind of want these to be dark, because then those small little leaves, I'm going to lighten them up and just give them just a lighter color. So I love this set, and the stamps are really big for it. I didn't know when I first got it that they would be that big, but they cover a good bit, as you can see, of the card. So that was nice. And so y'all, we got a sneak peek today of the new mini catalog that will be coming out to customers in September. And we get to go ahead and view it being a demonstrator. And then we'll get to pre-order here August the 5th. And so there's a lot of pretty things coming your way. And I can't wait to get my hands on all of it to play with it. And then we'll have some online exclusives. And there's some really pretty things in the online exclusives too. I think there will be something for everybody in that catalog. Okay, so here we're just going to kind of go over these really light. I just want to see a contrast between the two colors. And then that's it. That's all we have to do with that. And then I'm going to clean this off. I'll set it aside. And now I've already got the pieces cut, so you don't have to wait for me on that. And we're going to put this up on dimensionals. And I was torn about the colors to use, and so I asked my mom. I said, "What color do you think I should use for a background?" And so we kind of looked at the cherry cobbler, which was really pretty with it, and I looked at pecan pie, and then I looked at the crushed curry. And so I let her pick, and she picked. Well, she liked all three of those, and I also picked cloud cover, but she didn't like it as well, so we didn't go with that one. And she said it didn't look fall looking to her, so we decided to go with the crushed curry. But we could have used the old olive, or we could have used the cherry cobbler, or we could have used the red. But I don't use crushed curry that much, except for usually the fall. And so I thought, well, I'm going to get it out and use it. All right, so here we're just going to set this on here and get it as even as we can. And that looks good. And let's go ahead and put our little bow on there. And I just got the linen thread, and we're just going to do a double. And then push this through. And for some reason, when I'm doing a video, it always gives me a hard time. I don't know why. All right, so let's get the scissors. And then let's get us a glue dot here. We'll get it stuck on here. And I just decided to put it right in there. All right, so that's good there. Let's see, this one may be a little bit long. Okay, and then we're gonna, and I didn't know, these are the dots from the Painterly Pear suite. And so we do have the green ones and we have the yellow ones here. But I decided to kind of go with something different. And I decided to go with, this is supposed to be Secret Sea here. And so I decided to use this color. You could use any color you wanted, but I don't know. I just decided that I wanted a little bit different. And so, and I just put them, just kind of decided I wanted them right around in here. So the front of that card is finished, and see how quick that came together. And the watercolors are easy, and to me they're just a lot of fun to play with. All right, so the inside of it, we're just going to put a happy birthday on there. And let's see, the last time I did it in pecan pie, and I think I'll just go ahead and do that again. And if you notice, my it's upside down. I ended up attaching it the wrong way. So, talking about weird doing this, it really throws me for a loop when I'm trying to stamp. Okay, so there's our little happy birthday. And I thought about putting something inside, but this was too big to put in there, and so I didn't want to do that, and so I just decided I would just leave it blank. And now, you could put something in there if you wanted to. There's tons of stuff that you could, look at your designer paper and see what you've got, but you might put a strip at the bottom but anyway, I thought it was fine like it was. And so, so I decided just to leave it blank and just put my happy birthday in there. Okay, so that's done. And then next, I'm going to take the Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to go over our little flowers here. Just give them a little sparkle. I don't know if there's anything coming out. Doesn't look like much is coming out. And then it'll probably all pour out here in just a minute. Maybe getting close to the end. Let's see if that'll do it. That's a little bit better. We got to sparkle up our little apples. And now we'll go back over these, see if we can get them to sparkle up some. All right, so that's it. That's it, folks. That's an easy card to put together, and I think it's just really pretty. I love the way it turned out, and I hope you do too. And I hope you'll give it a try. I hope you'll get your watercolors, or not watercolors because we didn't use the pens, but I hope you get your watercolor paper out, and then get your either you could do your the watercolor pencils, but I just choose to use these. Now sometimes I use the watercolor pencils, but I just decided to use my stamping pads today. And then, like I said, I've got the little brush and everything, but you can find those little brushes anywhere. Like I said, we don't. I don't know if we're going to start selling them again, and we may still have some. I don't know. But I know at one time they were supposed to be discontinued. So anyway, but I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you will come back and see me another time. And please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this video. And if you learned anything, please put a comment. And if you try this, the stamp, the stamp set and the watercolors, post a picture and tag me in it. I'd love to see it. So I hope you have a great day, everyone, and have a great evening. And I'll see you next time. Bye.